The Golden Globe nominations show that the racial and social justice movements of the past year have not caught up to our country's cultural gatekeepers. I'm Yoonj Kim, and this is MTV News Need to Know. The Golden Globe nominations were announced today, and as we've unfortunately come to expect, the highly acclaimed work of artists of color were largely snubbed. Many were quick to point out that Michaela Coel, Delroy Lindo, Steven Yeun, and Zendaya were snubbed for acting categories. The LA Times pointed out that not one Black-led ensemble film got nominated for Best Drama, and Kemp Powers, who wrote two of the year's biggest movies, Soul and One Night in Miami, got no recognition. At the same time, James Corden got a nomination for The Prom, a performance that was widely criticized for reinforcing offensive gay stereotypes. This makes little sense, as we're seeing more excellent film and TV productions being helmed by people of color. With recent pushes to dismantle racism in entertainment, many hoped that mainstream amplifiers like the Golden Globes would reflect this shift in our culture. However, it fell short in recognizing stories about marginalized Americans like the film Minari, starring Yoon. The movie, which has gotten rave reviews, follows a Korean immigrant family as they start a farm and pursue the American dream. It was nominated for Best Picture, Foreign Language, meaning that even though it was written and directed by an American and takes place in Arkansas, the Globes did not recognize it as an American film. But as this Twitter user pointed out, the whole point of Minari was that it was supposed to be an American film about the struggles of a Korean-American family integrating with American society. The fact that it's put under the foreign language category is just disrespectful to everyone involved and its message. It was categorized this way because the Golden Globes has a controversial rule. If the film's dialogue is less than 50% English, it can't be nominated for Best Picture in Drama or Comedy and Musicals. But Crazy Rich Asians star Harry Shum Jr. pointed out this rule doesn't seem to affect movies made by white people. Check's Inglourious Basterds' English to German, French, and Italian ratio, roughly 30-70. Minari is an American film. This rule has made so many amazing films ineligible for the two Best Picture categories, the biggest awards of the night. Just last year, Awkwafina won Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy for her work in The Farewell, but the movie itself was ineligible for Best Picture consideration because of the amount of Mandarin dialogue. Through this rule, immigrants' experiences are still othered or considered less American and not accepted by mainstream gatekeepers. Stuff like this makes some people think that the Hollywood Foreign Press, a 90-person organization of film journalists behind the Golden Globes, isn't just another body of institutional racism. It's out of touch. Writer Lydia Palgreen tweeted, "The total freeze-out of I May Destroy You and Michaela Coel is proof that the Golden Globes deserve zero attention and have zero connection to the actual culture." Awards like the Golden Globes are supposed to be equalizers, but instead they largely reinforce the status quo. Despite viewership waning in the last few years, a Golden Globe win can really boost viewership and revenue for a show or film. This added exposure could mean more seasons of a show or confidence from a movie studio to invest in more of their work. So if the only movies consistently getting nominated in the main categories are led by white people, this reinforces white supremacy in Hollywood at the expense of other talented artists. At the end of the day, Minari is not just the Korean-American experience or the immigrant experience. Yoon told Variety that the film is about love and family at its core.
Anyone can enter into the story and say, like, yeah, I understand. Like, that's the drive of a father. That's the spirit of a mother. Like, that's the will of a family. And then all of a sudden, we're like all connected.
Culture has the ability to open minds and set the tone for the rest of society. Since the Globes still have clout, it should be doing more work to elevate the work of marginalized artists to show that these stories aren't niche, but universal. I'm Yoonj Kim, and that's what you need to know.